We always tell you that fall is a great time to plant plants, but it's also a great time to divide plants. So you want to look for plants that maybe are overgrown, or you want them in another part of your garden, or you just want to kind of rejuvenate the health of the plant. This heuchera is looking just a little bit sad, and so we're thinking it's just a little too congested here. So the first thing you do is you look for irrigation. So we found our soaker hose, it's right over there, but look for any kind of irrigation lines because you don't want to go through them. So we were careful when we took our spade and we kind of loosened this up right around this root ball. And I'm just going to kind of finish going around with this hori-hori knife, and I'm going to just take a big chunk out. And it's best to do big chunks because you want a really nice viable plant to plant somewhere else. And look at all those nice roots. With heucheras too, sometimes they get very stemmy or very woody and they become little trees. So when you go to replant this, you could actually plant it deeper, just like a tomato, and it'll put out lateral roots and you'll have this brand new plant that'll push really nice foliage. So you might want to amend that soil. You want to do divisions on a cloudy day because if it's too sunny, you're going to kind of damage the roots, these fine root hairs that you want to keep as healthy as possible. And just kind of replant like you would any other plant, and you have it to go in another part of your garden or share with a friend. Ryan's in another part of this garden and he's going to be dividing another plant.
Now, as we are evaluating which perennials to divide, we noticed that this helenium, it came up and did all of its blooming this summer, but then it kind of died out in the middle in here. It kind of flopped over and got big. So this is a good candidate, to do some divisions. We can already see, this is the old growth from the summer, and it's already starting to rejuvenate around the plant. So this one, died out in the middle, but we can tell that this is a good plant to divide out and spread. And so what we can do is we can go through, we'll kind of chop off all these old bloom stalks from the summer. We can kind of get rid of those to kind of reduce the amount that needs to get, trimmed off. And then this is a good choice for doing that. So we'll go through with our little hori-hori knife. We can kind of just chop around here. And we'll just kind of lift this whole chunk out. So we can see that, the roots are all in here. And so now we have this full, chunk of helenium that we can, divide out. We can put elsewhere in the yard, or we can, share it with our friends and neighbors. And so what this would do, if we wanted to, we could divide this in half and create two more. Or we can just leave this one clump. So now's a good time to do this because our soil temperatures are still nice and warm from this summer. So by getting this planted elsewhere in the yard or dividing it on these cool days and there's rain coming up in the forecast, we can plant it, water it in real well, and it's going to get established now. So come next spring, we'll get a lot new growth and lots more blooms. So there's hundreds of perennials out there. So the University of Minnesota has a great list that talks about all the different perennials and when a good time to divide those is. And we'll give you that link here on the website. So, dividing your perennials now in the fall for spring, that's a good thing.